4.8 hours a day. That's almost 1,152 hours a year. To put that into perspective, that's 73 full days, over 2 months of staring at a screen. And yet, when it comes to achieving our goals, so many of us still say, "I don't have enough time." Let that sink in for a moment. We have more resources, more tools, and more opportunities than any generation in history. But somehow, we've become masters of excuses. Today, we're going to talk about why there is no excuse. Not for your dreams, not for your health, not for your relationships, and certainly not for the life you want to live. Let's start with a hard truth. Excuses are comfortable. They let us off the hook. But here's the thing. Comfort doesn't change lives. Action does. So let's break this down point by point. And by the end of this, I want you to ask yourself one question. What's your excuse? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Time, the most common excuse. Let's start with the big one, time. I don't have enough time. Sound familiar? Here's the reality. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is how we use them. Take someone like Elon Musk. He runs multiple companies, has a family, and still finds time to pursue his passions. Now, I'm not saying you need to be Elon Musk, but let's look at the numbers. The average American spends 2.5 hours a day on social media, 1.5 hours a day watching TV. And let's not even get started on how much time we waste in unproductive meetings or scrolling through endless emails. The point is, it's not about having time, it's about making time. If you truly want something, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Think about it. What could you accomplish if you reclaimed just 1 hour a day? That's 365 hours a year. Enough to write a book, learn a new skill, or even start a side hustle. The time is there. The question is, what are you willing to give up to get what you want? Resources. The I don't have enough mentality. Next up, resources. I don't have enough money. I don't have the right connections. I don't have the education. Let's tackle this head on. In the United States, we live in the most resource-rich country in the world. Public libraries are free. The internet is packed with free courses, tutorials, and tools. And let's not forget platforms like YouTube, where you can learn anything from coding to cooking for free. Take the story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with $5,000 and a dream. She didn't have a business degree or a network of investors. What she did have was determination and the willingness to learn. She read books, studied patents, and even cold-called manufacturers until she got her foot in the door. Today, she's a self-made billionaire. The truth is, you don't need a lot to start. You just need to start. And if you're waiting for the perfect moment, let me save you the trouble. It doesn't exist. Your lack of resources isn't the problem. It's your lack of resourcefulness. Stop waiting for the stars to align and start aligning yourself with the opportunities that are already out there. Fear, the silent excuse. Now, let's talk about fear. This one's tricky because it's not always obvious. Fear disguises itself as procrastination, self-doubt, or even perfectionism. I'm not ready yet. What if I fail? What will people think? Here's the thing. Fear is natural. It's your brain's way of protecting you from the unknown. But here's the kicker. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Every successful person you admire has faced fear. The difference is, they didn't let it stop them. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. She was a single mother living on welfare when she wrote the first Harry Potter book. She faced rejection after rejection, but she kept going. Why? Because she believed in her story. And today, that story has touched millions of lives. Fear will always be there. The question is, Are you going to let it control you, or are you going to take control of it? Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. So, what's one thing you've been putting off because you're afraid? What's one step you can take today to move closer to your goal? Failure, the ultimate excuse. Let's talk about failure. This is the excuse that stops so many of us before we even start. What if I fail? Here's the truth. You will fail. Not maybe, not possibly. You will fail. And that's okay. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every successful person you can think of has failed, often more times than they've succeeded. But here's the key. They didn't let failure define them. They used it as feedback. Take Thomas Edison. It took him over 1,000 attempts to invent the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." The point is, failure isn't the end. It's just a step on the path to success. So the next time you fail, don't make excuses. Learn from it, adjust, and keep going. Comparison, the thief of joy. Finally, let's talk about comparison. I'm not as talented as them. I'll never be as successful as they are. Here's the truth. Comparison is a trap. It's easy to look at someone else's highlight reel and feel like you're falling behind. But what you don't see are the struggles, the sacrifices, and the failures that got them there. Take Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first job as a TV anchor and told she wasn't fit for television. But she didn't let that stop her. She kept going, kept learning, and eventually built an empire. The truth is, your journey is yours alone. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples to oranges. It doesn't make sense, and it only holds you back. Focus on your own progress, no matter how small, because every step forward is a step closer to your goals. So, let's bring this full circle. Time, resources, fear, failure, comparison. These are all just excuses. And excuses, no matter how valid they seem, will never move you forward. The life you want is out there, but it's not going to come to you. You have to go out and get it. So, what's your excuse? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? The only thing standing between you and your goals is you.